Alright guys, so Foolish Sports with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. I was just thinking about like some of the events that occurred in the boxing world yesterday, basically. And I really compare it to I just really kind of compare it to like society in general. Like I compare it to, I hate to say this, I really hate to use these words. I hate to use them, but I gotta use it. I compare it to imperialism. And I'm gonna tell you why I compare it to imperialism. Now, I'm not saying I'm against like a free market economy. I'm not saying I'm against like you being able to have an enterprise, I'm not saying I'm against that. What I am against is you doing your utmost to walk on someone else's shoes to get to a means to an ends and not doing things honorably. The thing is this, man. The fans were looking forward to a Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder rematch. The first one was a classic fight. Okay? The first one I thought revived the heavyweight division. It basically made the division exciting again. That's how I felt personally in regards to it. But now it's not like that anymore, man. Now because of that move, because of one move, the heavyweight division may become stagnant again. I'm just keeping it a stack. Because now you have Frank Warren, now you have Bob Arum saying, oh, there's no need for Tyson Fury to rematch Wilder right now. Like, you just killed the fight. You just killed the fight because I'm going to tell you why they killed the fight. They killed the fight because they couldn't stand that a black dude, Al Heyman, was the one who had creative control over the fight, the first fight, and they couldn't stand that despite having relatively easy negotiations with Al Heyman, that they were the B-side. They didn't like that. They really didn't like that at all. They couldn't stand it. Deep inside, they could not stand it. And that just goes to show basically colonialism when you're conditioned with a colonist mentality. That just goes to show that it never leaves them. I'm sorry to say it. Even if it means they have to even if that means going with a rival promoter in order to bring down the numero uno. That's what that is, basically. So now you have Frank Warren, who basically said, well, he may be a rival, but, we share the same complexion, so, I might as well align myself with him. That way, we can team up and not have to negotiate with a guy that, historically my ancestors enslaved his ancestors. And I'm sorry to say it, but that's what really it comes down to. They're not going to tell you that, but that's what it is, in my opinion. Okay? There's no reason why that top rank thing couldn't have waited until after this rematch. I'm pretty sure the money would have been there. The only reason why that money may have not been there is if Deontay Wilder knocked Tyson Fury flush out in the rematch, okay? That's the only reason why it may have not been there. But at the same time, I think the fan base is big enough where they could ride that moral victory train and keep on riding that train until, the wheels fall off, even if he did get knocked out. That's what I feel personally. But it's just messed up, man. It's just so sad. And this is another thing. This goes to look. I'm going to tell you something about this whole thing, about this whole move. It goes to show that these promoters, they don't give a rat's ass about fans. They really don't care what fans want, what fans want to see. All they care about is their own pockets, lining up their own pockets. Okay, that's what it really comes down to. Because if you look at it, it's the same scenario with Donald Trump. Donald Trump can give a rat's ass about what the masses want. He just wants to line up his pockets with what he wants. It's the same thing with these dudes. They don't care about the fans, man. Because if they did care about the fans, then they would have just held their horses and not did this in the middle of negotiation. Now, I'm not saying that Al Heyman is not fully at fault for it. Maybe he could be a little bit more lenient when it comes to networks and stuff like that. But at the same time, the fact that he was willing to negotiate, the fact that he was willing to come to the table, the fact that he was willing to give Tyson Fury 20 million pounds for the rematch shows that he is willing to up the ante and give him something conducive to his bank account. At the same time, nobody asked Tyson Fury to donate all his purse from the last fight to the homeless. He could have donated like maybe half of it or maybe a quarter of it, whatever the case may be. Okay? Unless the money is tax deductible. I don't know if the money is tax deductible. Maybe he'll get it's tax deductible, the money he's donating. I don't know how they do it in the UK, but that's just my point. But anyway, man, I'm really disappointed again. I'm very upset that the fans are now deprived of something that was going to be good. Something that was going to be classic. Something that had the potential for a trilogy. Because of imperialism, imperialist mindset. That's what it came down to. And we see the same thing in life, period. We see the same thing in life, period. With imperialism. We look at Venezuela, and I got a surprise tomorrow for you as well, too, about that issue. And it's going to give me a lot of dislikes, but I don't care. We've seen imperialism all over Latin America. We've seen imperialism all over Africa. We've seen imperialism all over the Caribbean. Because the thing is about the whole thing is the man cannot stand to see someone that they historically have colonized calling the shots and doing a damn good job of doing it and doing things that are conducive to both parties involved. They can't fathom it. They don't think it's in the mental capabilities to do something like that. That's why they, when you put it parallel with what they do in these third world countries, with third world countries who have a legitimate and sincere desire to mobilize and increase the quality of life of their people, without their assistance, they can't fathom it. That's why you see it happening in Eritrea. They're not letting him build what he wants to build because they can't fathom seeing an African leader lead a progressive state. They can't fathom it. That's why they're sanctioning him. That's why there's a propaganda campaign. It's the same with North Korea. Same exact thing. Not everybody wants to live the way that they think they should live. And that's the same thing with their boxing. Not everybody wants, like, not all the fans want this, like, network exclusivity. Nobody wants that. Fans just want to see good fights. I guarantee you the first Tyson Fury top ranked card is going to be headlined like he's going to be fighting some bum. I guarantee you that Bob Arum is going to have him fight rematches with the same guy, and it'll be an in-house heavyweight fighter. He's not going to be concerned with putting on good fights. I promise you that. I really promise you. Okay, the rematch, we might as well say the rematch with Fury and Wilder is dead. Yeah, I don't want to sound like a pessimist, but the way that Frank Warren, the way that Bob Arum is talking, the rematch is officially dead. And I want to add something else. And I think I said it too in a previous video. And shout outs to Mui Boran 74. If you guys aren't subscribed to him, go subscribe to Mui Boran 74. Because he touches on this, and it kind of opened my eye out to why Andre Ward had such a bias towards Tyson Fury. Andre Ward probably knew from the jump that Tyson Fury was going to sign the top rank during this fight was going on. Tyson Fury probably had an idea that Andre Ward probably had an idea that he was already going to be signed to top rank. Okay? That's why he was like saying what he was saying. And it goes back to my point. Andre Ward doesn't have freedom of speech as an analyst. They gave him a script. He followed the script. He was willing to go along with the script, even if it meant like seeing the fight in a like completely bizarre manner, in which deep inside he probably didn't even see it. But again, he's on ESPN's payroll. What can you expect? And that's just what it is. That's just what it comes down to. Okay? So, and same with Timothy Bradley's Cyberman looking ass. Same thing. On the payroll, gonna be biased. It just sucks, man. Deprived of good fights. They deprive us of good fights for the sake of their damn pockets, man. And I'm gonna tell you something. If the masses of boxing fans are happy, guess what? Their pockets will be happy. Because there'll be more pay-per-view buys. There'll be more, do you know how that adds to the economy if you have pay-per-view buys? Do you know that if people buy pay-per-views, it equals to more fight parties? It equals to more restaurants and stuff like that being crowded? It equals to, like, business overall, for the overall people. But do you know if you have this exclusiveness mentality that you have to fight on the app or that you have to fight on a certain network, that subtracts from that? I'm going to tell you something, and this is very true. I'm going to use an old example, okay? I'm going to use an old example. And this, I think this happened in like 2012, 2013. Erislandy Laura's, like, assistant, or like, I want to say, like, manager, he said, why would we offer Triple G something when, why would we offer Triple G something when he can only fight in HBO, right? That's what he said. It would make no sense to offer Triple G something when they're going to reject it anyway because of the HBO rights. What he said is, we're waiting for Triple G to offer us something. That way, we can go ahead, and since he would be the A side, we can go to the negotiation table, and that way we can maybe be open to fighting on HBO. But it would make no sense if they offer him something and they're not willing to take it because their first complaint would be, oh, well, it has to be on HBO. Since that guy was the quote-unquote boogeyman of the time, it would make sense for him to offer. And then that way, they would draw up the terms, and if the terms were like, okay, you guys got to fight on HBO, then they would agree with it. It's called flexibility, man. And these promoters piss me the hell off because of their lack of flexibility. That's the thing, man. And I'm just speaking for myself. If I was a promoter, I would be non-aligned. I would be non-aligned with no networks, okay? I would give my fighters free reign as long as it's conducive to all of us, okay? We have to fight there, so be it. Okay, we have to fight here, so be it. I would not stronghold and be like, well, if you want this fight, you have to fight on DAZN. Or if you want this fight, you have to fight on ESPN. I wouldn't do that, man. It's called flexibility. It's called mixed economy. Mixed economics. And apparently they don't believe in that. And you know what? The messed up thing about this whole thing is it hurts the sport of boxing. It hurts the sport of boxing, and then it makes people wonder, okay, well, why don't I just watch MMA then, since the best are fighting the best? Why don't I just watch kickboxing, since the best are fighting the best, no matter what the records are? It makes fans turn off the change the channel. But all I gotta say, man, I'm gonna stop right here. I'm just gonna say that, man, if I didn't love the sport of boxing so much, I would be done with it. I swear to God. I swear to Allah that I would be done with boxing if I didn't love it so much. If I didn't love just the sport and the particulars and the things that come in the sport of boxing, I would have just been done by now. I would have been through. But that's all I got for now, guys. Leave your thoughts. Let me know if you guys want to do a panel and just talk about this situation furthermore. I'm off until the next one, guys. Njaram.